Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the number 11th episode of Casting My Climb. So, we're in another lovely Dota match. It's going to be a long one, actually. So, let's go over the teams. On the Radiant team, you have Drow Ranger, who I'm pretty sure is the safe laner. Nyx is the support offlaner, I think. I'm not 100% sure what their positions were there. We have Earth Spirit, who's going to be in the offlane as well. Luna, who's going to be the mid laner, and Marcy, the position 5 support. So, on the Dire team, we have Lena in the mid lane. Pugna is going to be the position 4 support. We got Wraith King. Oh, Marcy jumps on top of Grimstroke. Grimstroke is dropping pretty low. There comes the Luna beam as well, and that's an easy kill on the Grimstroke, and Luna gets ahead pretty early here. So we got so we got the as I said, the Pugna is going to be the position 4 support. We got Wraith King, who is the position 3. Muerta, who I'm going to be in this game, is the position 1, and Grimstroke is the position 5. So, see the setup right now, Grimstroke putting down a ward, getting some vision in here. Very interesting how this plays out. I mean, for once I get to see another Marcy. Very interesting start from Marcy, going with rebound first, which is a bit unusual, to be honest, for Marcy, but kind of makes sense in a way, I would say, right now. But Nyx is creating a lot of pressure. Dropped pretty low as well, so that's something to keep an eye out for. Pugna is being pressured a bit more here. Quite a bit. Marcy's taking quite a bit of damage here. As I said, has taken rebound, so there's not the chance to really dispose. Otherwise, they could have probably picked off the Pugna there. However, that's not going to happen. Grimstone takes a bit of damage there from the Enchant Totem, but not really much about it. And Shaker is going to be a very interesting play about this one. Luna is the mid laner, which is a very interesting play as well. Gotta be honest. And Luna is dropping pretty low versus the Lina, which is a bit unexpected, to be honest, about this one. However, it's going to keep on rolling with what we got here. And we got both teams bringing themselves into a position. Luna's taking quite a bit of damage from the Lina. Gets a Lucent Beat off to stop the Lina from actually taking more control over that one. Rebound goes on top of the Pugna, but Pugna goes with the ballast and, yeah, just walks away. The Shaker's dropping pretty low. Nyx gets a good stun on top of the Muerta. The Shaker is pretty low, but I don't think they can pull the trigger out immediately. Grimstroke goes for a play there, but not much about it. Meanwhile, Lucent Beam from the Lina gets on Luna on the Lina. That's what I was going to say. Marcy looking for an opportunity here. Goes for the rebound, gets on top of the Pugna. But Wraith King takes out the Drow before even they have a chance to play this one out. And that is a 1-1 right now at 2:25 on the books. The beam from the Luna, so you can see that. And Lina just puts down the Luna. I don't know what the Luna's plan with that play was, but it didn't work out in any way, shape, or form. Marcy looking for an opportunity to do something about that one, but the Drow is not in a good position, I would say, right now. Not really where you want to be if you're Drow. Marcy gets pressured by the Wraith King. Wraith King gets on top of her, gives her a good slap with the sword. Right now, she's a bit of a problematic. The Courier, who is level 3, a higher level because that's how Marcy is. Marcy's holding on, gets to dispose, but Pugna puts her in a place, and now the Courier and that is dead. Nyx going for the Courier here, trying to get his one on top of that one. Gets feared away, but not enough there. Still goes for the pressure there. Courier still standing. Courier now goes down when Nyx walks away. So Lucent Beams are pretty heavy, gotta be honest. Wow. A bit of an unfortunate one there that I had to sneeze there, but hey. Our Shaker gets pushed away a bit more. Nyx goes for the stun. Nothing about it. Marcy's still holding on as much as he can, really. Goes on top of a good jump from the Marcy. Brings Pugna into a bad position there, and this should be the death. And Marcy does get to watch that Gust comes out as well, and Pugna falls in this lane right now. This is the thing I feel like with Marcy right now. She's a good support. I feel like I like Marcy a lot. I miss her old facet, to be honest, because that was a really good one with the Unleashed on rebound. But I mean, I understand that was pretty strong. Wraith King barely holds on to this one. Luna and Lena are coming around here. Luna does get the stun there, but can't really do much about that one. And that Dragon Slave puts him down. No? Yeah, that was just that. Well, a bit of a surprise there, to be honest, but hey, is what it is right now. Muerta trying just to find some for farm here really right now. That's going to be the bigger part about it. I gotta get a bit back more into Marcy. This is the second Muerta game in a row right now. The first one didn't go so well. Bit of a rough one. Good stun there from the Nyx there. Drow holding on there. Blast comes through there. Marcy gets on top of it once again, but Pugna right now gets the kill. That was actually the Nether Ward, wasn't it? That was the Nether Ward that put the Drow down. A bit of a surprise there, to be honest. Drow lane is not going well. That's something to keep in mind right now. The Marcy should probably at this point start to consider how to figure out how to turn this game a bit around. In a way, because, well, the Drow is not playing well. That's something we can all agree on right now. The Drow is, I think, 0-3? Or 1-3? 1-2. Okay, I was thinking 3 already. Grimstroke gets pressured quite a bit out. Calling being thrown out as well. Nyx gets feared away. Shaker looking for an opportunity to get on top of this Grimstroke further. Narcy takes quite a bit of damage. Drow is not looking good. Gust comes out of there. Rebound disposed. Now the Pugna's in a bad spot right now. The Ether Blast comes out of there. Drow gets a pickup kill. Wraith King does get the kill onto the Drow Ranger. And now Drow is not in a good position there. I don't think there's a room. Nope, no Wraith Blast there. Otherwise, I think that could have been a takedown there, but still well played there by the Dire team, holding up there quite nicely. And Luna trying to increase the pressure here. Grimstone looking for an opportunity here to hold up a bit more. Nyx is there, gets on top of the Grimstroke. Not much Grimstroke can really do. Stun on top of that one. Calling comes out of there. Marcy jumps on top, brings in the Earthshaker as well, but I don't think there's much of an opportunity there to do something about it. That one. Bodyguard being thrown out by the Marcy. Marcy's losing a lot of this. I mean, I understand taking the rebound with a teammate, but sometimes you just don't really need that. Marcy's looking for a wraparound here, or is she going for the gate? That's the next question. That's going to be the question to be asked here. Marcy's still sitting in there quite a bit. They're looking for an aggressive play here on top. Get on top of the Grimstroke once again, and this is a good fissure there. Stun on top of that one as well, and now there's just not much to be done about that one, and Muerta can't really stop him, and Earthshaker gets another kill. The Usum Beam, Eclipse being thrown out. Oh, but there was that was the Laguna Blade that really brought the Lena back in there. Jump misses quite widely. Dispose comes out, but Shaker didn't seem ready for that one. Fissure comes out of there as well. A lot of damage being put on top of both of them, but right now not enough to really put something out. Nyx is coming in there once again. Enchant Totem misses the Muerta quite a bit, and Marcy's looking for another play here completely. Jumps on top of that and just gets a good pick off there. Marcy's really causing some problem. My position right now is kind of, it's a bit frustrating, gotta be honest. The Marcy's doing quite a good work. That's something to keep in mind, but at the same time I'm looking at what's happening here and being like, you know what? The Marcy's doing all that in the top lane. Why is this bottom tower still standing? Wraith King could just put on the pressure, get that tower down, and just be fine with it. That was my thought process a lot during this laning stage. And it's not looking too good right now for this, but hey, it is what it is. So putting on some more pressure, trying to hold up as much as he can. And as I said, I would say right now, this would be the opportunity for Pugna and Wraith King to just take down the tower, not go for the Drow, just go for the tower. Just make them pay the price for everything that they're doing right now. Luna is now in the top lane as well, so they're trying to create more and more pressure on this top lane, and I really don't get it. This is where I'm like at the point. So Lena comes in now, so they do have an opportunity. It's a 3v3 situation. The problem is Grimstroke is pretty low already. Marcy jumps on top of the Wraith King. Wraith King takes a bit of damage, does get a slap in there on the wrist. Marcy's still holding on as much as she can, but she's taking quite a bit of damage, gets a bit of life stolen as well. Like I said, still a 3v3 in the top side, and I don't know really what you want to do. This is what I meant with kind of, I would have wanted the Wraith King to create a lot more pressure earlier on, because that would have given so much more room for this, for the top lane to either move out of the lane, which Muerta needs a bit more. That's what I would say is Muerta's biggest issue, let's be honest about that one. You need about, I would say you need like one more thing as a Muerta. You need the Maelstrom. That Deadshot did get the kill there. With how they're playing it out, it's not going too well for the Muerta. She's getting pressured quite a bit here. Wraith King is in a good lead right now, so that's another thing. Marcy did roam around once again. Luna is going towards the bot side completely here, so that's a very interesting setup. I'm gonna be completely honest about that one. Don't know it. The Grimstroke does get a bit of damage on top of the Marcy. Marcy gets silenced up quite a bit there. It could be the wraparound soon, and you see the Nyx Assassin coming around here, looking for something. They do get Fissure on top of the Muerta. Muerta is taking quite a bit of damage. This could be now a bit situation. Throw comes out of there. Pierce the Veil comes out of from the Muerta, but she does survive it thanks to that. They can't really go on top of it. And as I said, this is kind of like really the situation where I would say you got to take advantage of the Marcy roaming around, but like I said, that was a bit, probably a miscommunication, misplay a bit on my team. Lucent Beam comes out of there. Wraith King does take the first death there. Comes in once again. Luna throws on the Lucent Beam. Marcy overextends herself quite a bit there. Shaker is not close enough there to really take advantage of that one. Face boots now there. Luna is not going well. Lucent Beam comes out of there. Marcy and Co kill off the Muerta, and Grimstroke gets to live to fight another day, and Luna goes down to the Pug now. Even loses the Courier. The Courier did deliver what it wanted to deliver there, but it's still a bit of a rough situation. And as I said, I feel like, especially if they do that, they should be now taking advantage of that one, pushing the tower in, getting some room on top of this one, taking the Drow's position away. That's like, I feel like the biggest issue they really didn't do. Marcy trying to hold up as much as he can. Mid tower gets denied by Marcy. But yeah, as I said, it feels kind of like that situation's kind of about that, really. You have the Grimstroke who's kind of trying to do what he can, really, here. Muerta is TP in there. Lina is moving towards the top side. Smoke is there as well, so they could be going for something wonky here. But yeah, that's kind of like the situation we're really in right now as the Muerta. We're not looking too good. The tower is finally going down, so they could create some room. Meanwhile, the Radiant team are just kind of holding on. We're aiding some more problems. Fissure does hit the Muerta. Nyx is looking for an opportunity to get around here. Marcy looks for something as well. Grimstroke gets kind of caught out there, gets the leash off there. Marcy goes down in that fight to the Lina. Echo Slam from the Shaker. A lot of damage on top of this Lina. Lina is holding on as much as he can. Fissure does stop her for a moment there, but Muerta's still there. Wraith King comes around now. Wraithfire Blast on top of the Shaker. Shaker's dropping pretty low already. They do manage to give Shaker another room here, but that is it right now. And Blink there is now on the Shaker. That's the worst position to be really in, because the Shaker now is a Blink there and gets a lot more opportunity to get on top of anybody here.
Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
As I said, this is kind of like where I'm like, okay. So the Muerta's not having a fun time. Wraith King's looking pretty good. He's gonna probably go in, yeah, he's gonna go for the Radiance, which is, I mean, a pretty fine situation to go about. Shaker And Knicks are smoked up. They're TPing in there. This could be a very interesting situation. They're going to look for a play here. Smoke comes out of there. They do walk over a ward. Muerta gets jumped there completely. Gets hit by the Fissure. Stun takes her down as well. And this is really the situation right now. They're trying to take the Muerta as much as out of the game as possible. And I feel like they're doing a pretty good job with that one. It's going to cause a lot of issues, I feel like, for right now. Radiance is almost done for that. For the Wraith King, he should be trying to even right now a bit more. Shaker goes on top of that one, kills off the Grimstroke. Blink Dagger has been very effective already for the Shaker, and as I said, I feel my idea is it's about kind of like a situation where I would say you should be trying to open up something for the position 1, but it is what it is in this game. Jump on top of this Pugna. Pugna goes down. An accidental usage of Pierce the Veil there. Not really much to be done about that one, but kind of like the situation where Wraith King should be opening up the map right now to give Muerta some room. Problem is, Wraith King's doing exactly the opposite. He's closing off himself, going for the farm. It's kind of, it makes a sense in a bit of a way, but honestly, the Wraith King should be going, is close on the Radiance, should be picking up the Radiance, just going in there. Now, just finding ways to go into the fights, opening up everything, just grabbing whatever you can, really. Muerta's got nothing in hand right now. Muerta's just being hammered down and down and down. It's a very rough situation to be in if you're Muerta. You need farm, but your team is not really giving you room to find anything, which, yeah, it's pretty rough. Pretty rough. They're going to go for the Wraith King. They want to pick him up right now. I know, as I said, I feel like this was the point where I would say, okay, position 1 needs time. Everybody else should try to open it up, but what is, Wraith King is caught out there by the Marcy, the Shaker. Quite a bit of something, and that's a kill, and that's a bit of surprise. The Lina does not finish off the Luna, and Wraith King finishes off Marcy after that resurrection comes through. Marcy didn't have Unleash there as well, so that's another thing. That was not looking good, takes quite a bit of damage there, but not enough to go down yet. Dying Slave doesn't do the trick out as well. Gonna heal up a bit the Grimstroke, and that's gonna be that. Lina and Pugnar, I feel like, are playing this pretty nicely. They're going in with the Grimstroke, they're trying to create some space. As I said, I would probably say the Wraith King should be in there. Whatever that means, it means. But yeah, no, that was it was a bit of a rough game, I feel like, for myself. I didn't do very well the game. I got pressured out quite hard out of the lane. Gotta figure out how to find farm. Gang goes up, they find the Grimstroke, they're looking for a jump on top of the Grimstroke. Grimstroke's trying to hold up as much as he can. Then goes out of there. Marcy takes quite a bit of damage. There is nobody falling up there. Marcy's still going here quite nicely. Lina comes in there, Fear, and that is a dead Marcy. So that's another plus on this dire team. But yeah, no, there's a bit of an issue still going on here right now. The Muerta needs farm. Grimstroke is kind of taking farm, which I'm not too sure you should be really doing at this point as a Grimstroke, but yeah, I mean, you need to take some farm as a support. There's no question about it, but at the same time, it's kind of like, There are times and places to do that, and when your guy is already screwed over quite badly, you should not be doing that. But it's his choice. As I said, I would have probably not done that if I was a support. I would have probably backed off a bit more, give Give my carry a bit more room, especially when they're already in that position farming. But yeah, I didn't show the last hits, but I'll show the net worth now, and you can kind of see how the situation is boiling down. You see, Muerta is at position at number 5, ahead of the Drow, which is a bit of surprising, but the Drow had a bad lane as well. Maelstrom pick up now for the Muerta, so finally a bit of something going on for the Muerta, but still, it feels a bit rough, the whole situation right now, and you see Wraith King pushing in, getting some more farm as the Blade Mail, so that's actually a good choice, to be honest, about this way. Right now, I think I confused him with another Wraith King I had later on in this play streak, I would say, in the play session. Yeah, play session sounds better, yeah. But trying to find the farm right now, just a bit of whatever you want to do here. I think I confused this one right now with a different one who was a bit more of a rough situation. Anyway, Shaker's coming around trying to bail out the Luna. It's on top of the Pugna. Pugna takes the Lucent Beam and is just gone out of this fight completely. Holy smokes. That was unexpected. Him to be completely gone out of that one immediately. Oh, TP in from the Wraith King. This could get very interesting now. Oh, Shaker gets on top of the Lina. Fissure as well. Silence on him, but no chance whatsoever. Luna's getting caught out there. Completely, the binding comes through there. That's 2 down right now. Marcy's holding on as much as he can, but Nyx is there as well. Pugna's gonna come with the TP. Wraith King goes down. That's the first death. Marcy falls. Nyx goes down as well. Drow is the lone survivor right now. If this fight takes a bit of damage, goes for the gust. Now an opportunity maybe to get out of this one. Depending on how the Wraith King plays this one out, they're looking for the chase here completely here. And Pugna gets the ethereal, so they get on top of that one. The Wraith Blast gets the kill there, and that is a good pickup. That's a 4-4-1, if I remember correctly. Look at the fight recap. 4-4-2. Okay, yeah, well, technically 3 because the Wraith King did come back up here. Muerta's still looking for room to farm because honestly the Muerta's in the horrendously bad position you don't want to be in if you're a Muerta. Still 4th in the list, which is a bit surprising. The Luna fell down there quite a bit, but it is something about it. We're 21 minutes in, it's 16-19, so a lot of kills are coming around. This the Marcy's looking for the more opportunities to give out right now. And I do find the build is kind of okay-ish for the Marcy. I would have not got. So Ghanems and then immediately into a Crystallis. Okay, so the Marcy's rather looking at herself as a carry position more than a support, which is a very interesting thing to notice right now. Somebody who has played a bit of Marcy. We haven't seen much Marcy in this series, which maybe I'll soon redeem, but I won't redeem it the next few episodes because I have played those games already, so I can't really redeem it. We're going with those games. Oh, stun onto the Drow. Drow gets silenced up there, goes immediately down. Wraith King comes in around and goes about it. Stun on top of that one. Luna comes in from the side, pulls out the Lunar, pulls out the cliffs, but immediately Laguna play puts her down. That's another opportunity. Nyx falls as well. Wraith King is a bit on the side. Reincarnation is not up, so he has to walk away right now. Though Marcy jumps into a trap and dies as well. We're just still farming. It makes quite a bit of sense, honestly, right now with how the game went down. That the Muerta is more in the farming situation right now than really going about the plays right now. Pugna takes quite a bit of damage, goes down to the Shaker. Light Strike Array misses. Wraith King does have the reincarnation, so that's something to keep in mind. However, they're not going to go for more in this play right now. A lot of damage being put on top of this one. And Pugna picked up a Linken's. I'm thinking right now, is Linken's really a pickup you really want to see right now? The Pugna? I don't think the fissure triggers the Linkens. I'm not 100% sure though. Muerta pretty far forward. Marcy jumps on top of her. Goes up. Pierce the Veil comes out of it. Marcy's dropping pretty low here. Luna comes around now, gets the stun up there. The 3 comes out of there. A lot of damage being put on top of the Luna, but not enough to put her down. And maybe no, I'm not gonna say maybe. That was a definite overextension from the Muerta there. Pugna coming around there looking for an opportunity to get something out of it, but nothing comes about it. Trying to look for the Pugna. There comes the blast. Luna falls completely there. Marcy looking for an opportunity. But the Dispose triggers that Linken Sphere. Interesting decision here. As I said, Marcy, it makes sense what she built, but at the same time I would say don't go for the Crystallis. I feel like Crystallis is like the 4th item you really want on the Marcy. If you want to go for that, because I feel like you need, in general, you need the Aghanim's, which is a big part of that one. Okay, the Phase Boots and the Aghanim's are 1-2. Phase Boots 1, Aghanim's 2. You want the BKB to really get on top of somebody, because right now Marcy is kind of like a sitting duck in a lot of jumps. Jumps on top of somebody, gets CC'd, you're donezo. That's just how it is with Marcy. And then you want a Skull Basher, so technically number 5 would be the Crystallis / Daedalus. In my eyes, at least. I know some people think differently about it, but that's how I would look at the items right now. Be completely honest about it. I'm trying to find something leash on top of that. Marcy and Luna are a bit trapped here right now. However, they're not committing fully, which is probably the wisest choice they can do on this dire side right now. They're not completely committing onto the Luna. They could have done that, but it's a rather safe suggestion not to do that, because then you can kind of figure out what you want to do later on with this one. Looks like they're going to look for the smoke play and get on top of him, but they're not 100% committing for that one yet. That's another situation to keep in mind right now. Grimstoke does get jumped by the Earthshaker. Earthshaker puts that one down, and that's just immediately a kill off there. Marcy is going to pay the price though for that, so that is that. A 1-for-1 trade on the position 5 supports. I would say Marcy hurts a bit more because Marcy is one of their big engagers right now on this Radiant team. Muerta's been catching a bit up right now. Not completely ideal right still, but it is better than it was for a while, and you can see Muerta has been moving up the ranks quite a bit. That's going to be another choice that will have to be made soon enough there. There's quite a few options. I remember in the last game I played with the Muerta, I did say I wanted a specific item. I think I pick it up in this game as well. That's going to be about it as well. I'm going to pick up the Crusader later on. It's going to take a while. Right now my decision making is more like, okay, I need the Dragonlance to get some range on, because the Marcy is jumping pretty heavy. You got the Earthshakers jumping pretty heavy. I definitely know that I need to BKB in this game, so that's going to be another decision that's going to be made soon enough as well. Because the BKB is going to be one of the big pickups. And with everything they have the Nyx, who has a lot of CC, they have the Earthshaker has a lot of CC, Marcy has CC, Luna has CC. BKB is one of the most ideal items you can really pick up. Wraith King has not decided yet to pick it up. He is going to go in there. He has an Assault Cuirass. He goes down for the first time. There is the fissure going on. Luna does go down. Shaker jumps on top of the Wraith King once again. Wraith King needs to find a way out of this one right now. However, Marcy's coming in from the backside as well. Pugna tries to get in there. Tries to give some help there, but not enough. Nyx does fall in this fight. Wraith King does become the Wraith as well, so that's a bit of a rough one. They did lose quite a bit there. The Wraith King maybe overestimated himself a step too much there. There we see the BKB is the next pickup, which makes a lot of sense. Marcy gets pressured quite a bit, gets a lot of HP sucked out of her. The courier just almost ints into the tower. And that is just some wards gone. I think he had a different name at that game, but okay. He actually has that name, so I don't know what that was. Shaker jumps on top of 3, really nicely played there. Pierce the Veil comes out of there, pick up there. Marcy tries to do something, stun comes out of there, double kill for the Muerta. Luna tries to fight this one off, but the Muerta is just holding on as much as he really can here. And you can see the lead is ballooning and ballooning further right now. 11k, it's 21 to 29. Nyx is looking for an opportunity here to get into the back line. Drow Ranger just died in the back there. Nyx comes now in there a bit on the side. Goes Ethereal there. They do get on top. The Muerta tries to get on top of him. Gets the stun, and that gives Pugna the kill as well. You see the BKB is almost done, which is a big item for a Muerta to have in this game. Especially with all that CC. Muerta has been moving up the ranks. Had a bad start. That's something to keep in mind there. Luna gets silenced up there, and Wraith King meanwhile picks up just the Wisdom Shrine. This is the point where I would say right now this dire team should be moving out of here completely. There are too many people respawning. You gotta get away from this one. Muerta is not yet doing that. Marcy could be making her pay the price, but nope, not yet. This should be really the point where you back out of this one completely. Pugna's in a bad situation there. Luna could get something out of this one. And honestly, right now, well, technically I am one of the dire in this game, but as one of the dire, I would say, okay, we gotta pull out of this one. We gotta get away from here. Pull back. Wraith King is not here. Lena's not here. This is not a fight we want to take right now. Drow and Nyx have been having a pretty bad game if you look at the farm here. And we see the dire team did make that wise choice to move out of the play here right now, which is the wisest thing you can really do in this game right now. You want to move out of here. Wraith King is looking for a push, which makes quite a bit of sense. Actually, he's going for the top bot side, which is a bit of a surprise here. Grimstroke just has to be careful that he's not caught out from that TP away there. But Wraith King does find two friends here. One is the Drow Ranger, one is the Marcy. Marcy goes with the throw here. Wraith King gets on top of the Marcy, gets a few slaps in there as well. Earthshaker meanwhile jumps on top of the Grimstroke, and Grimstroke has no chance to escape that one whatsoever. You do get the first life of the Wraith King, who throws the Wraithfire Blast out of here, gets a bit of a knock on there. Nyx comes around, Marcy bites the dust here, break on top of Pugna comes around there. Gets a bit of ethereal, there is the proc of that, and oh, Wraith King puts one down. Now the Drow Ranger's not in good position, goes down. Shaker does get the fissure now to get a stun, another stun from the Nyx. That should be the death of the Wraith King. Wraith King is gone. Gets a stun though on the Nyx. Nyx holds on as much as he can right now. Marcy misses that one completely. Shaker gets on top of the Muerta. Muerta is being stunned up completely there and goes down. And that was an Echo Slam to put the Pugna in his place. And that's a bit of an overextension, I would say. Did Lena pick up an item during that time? That's kind of the other question. No. It's gonna go for the Linken, which I find this very interesting, this bracket right now I'm in. A lot of people elect to not go for the BKB, but rather Linkens. I find very weird as a choice, to be honest, because the BKB, I feel like even at the lowest level, the BKB has such bigger value, and Marcy has been foregoing now the Aghanim's. It looks like Marcy's going to go for the BKB now, which is a wise choice, as I said. But and Luna's going to have a BKB as well. I would never pick up the Resid first, because honestly, what does it do for you? Really, what does it do for you? Marcy is going pretty aggressive, still hasn't picked up a Radiant enchantment, which I feel like would be a pretty nice thing for the Marcy to do. She needs to push up quite a bit. It is what it is, and we gotta see what's gonna happen now out of this game. We're 33 minutes into this game, and both teams are kind of in a stalemate a bit. Right now we're 26 to 34 for this dire team right now. They have a 10k lead, but this 10k is a bit of a distraction, I would say. Funnily enough. Because the big players on the Radiant side are close enough to really be in the play, but at the same time you kind of need that. Marcy has picked up the BKB, so this could become really interesting now how the Marcy plays these engages now. Now gets caught out there. Linken's eats the Wraithfire Blast, but everything else goes through there. That's the thing about this the Linken's situation. BKB gives you just so much more. Oh, Nyx is getting caught out here right now. They do find Nyx, and Nyx goes down completely for that one. So, 35 minutes in, 36 to 26, a 12k gold lead. You got the Shaker who can do quite a bit of damage here. There is now the fortification. There's not going to be a wave soon enough. Wraith King picks up that one. Meanwhile, Luna pushes in the the bot side, so that's going to be a very interesting display of how this one goes about. And yeah, Marcy gets on top of the Pugna. Pugna is taking quite a bit of damage. Pops the BKB. This is why you want a BKB, because this shows the Marcy has now free reign to get on top of that one. That is the first charge of that going out. Wraith King gets slowed up quite a bit here, so there could be another interesting play about that one. Lina goes for the Light Striker Ray. Marcy comes in from the side, takes a bit of damage there. Still holds on. Echo Slam from the Shaker on 3 men. Ethereal being popped here. Shaker is going down. The BKB goes through there. And Drell falls to the pierce of veil of this Muerta. That's 2 picked up right now. Luna goes through there, pops the BKB. This is why you want a BKB, and Luna shows it pretty efficiently here right now. Wraith King is holding on, gets a few bashes in here. Luna is trying to find a way out of this one. Wraithfire Blast puts the Luna in her place once again. There's now another one. She pops her Mask of Madness and goes down completely here, and that's not the biggest play you want to have happen here. But yeah, we see the players with the BKB are doing quite some good work, honestly, right now. I feel like really Wraith King needs one as well, just to get really into position. Unfortunately, he's going, I think, yeah, he's going for the Abyssal Blade, which is not the worst item, to be honest, about that one, but I would not go for that. Really, I don't get the Drow. I don't get. Drow with the BKB could be such a good pickup, to be honest about it. And this is going to be what is going to come about, and a lot of plays are going to come in here. Not a big item pickup. What it's going to... It's going for the... so, the Muerta's going for the Daedalus, which is another good item. Wraith King finds Drow. Drow does eat that one immediately. Done there. Pierce the Veil's being popped. Marcy has now the BKB, so that's going to be the Muerta being fine with that one. However, there's a lot of damage being put on. The Earthshaker is not looking good. The calling is being thrown out there. There is immediately a silence there on Luna. Luna does throw out the BKB, and there's a stun in there. Nyx gets on top of the Muerta. Muerta's taking quite a bit of damage there and goes down in that fight. Pugna gets the Ethereal here. However, Marcy's coming in as well. This is a bit of an awkward fight there. Luna dies there. Wraith King is silenced, but he still does have his reincarnate. He's looking to back off out of this play right now, and that's probably the wisest choice you can have. Grimstroke not in a good position. However, Wraith King comes in once again, gets a knock there. He does have 2 lives. They do Dagon him, so that's a very interesting play about that one. They jump on top of him once again. This is the moment where you would say the BKB would have done a lot for him right now. He does exchange quite a bit of damage there. That should be a dead Nyx assassin there. However, as I said, the BKB would be a lot better. And Lina now finished off the Linken Sphere. So we have 3 Linken Spheres. We have, I think, 3 BKBs in the game as well. 1, 2, 3. And we have 1, 2, 3. Yeah. As I said, I mean, I get the Linken Sphere play. Honestly, I do. but I still would say that the BKB would be better for what the Lina needs it, really. The Lina needs it for that. The Marcy was wise enough there. I don't know why the Drow is still... The Drow, I don't get it. The BKB would be such a better pickup there, but... people pick what they want to pick, really, in this game. I gotta go for a moment to the door. We didn't really miss much on this one. So it is going to be what it is right now. We see both teams setting themselves up for probably the next team fight. We look at what's coming in. Daedalus is still on the mind of the Muerta, who does need it. Get a bit more damage. And is the Wraith King finally going for this? No, he's going for the Around because of course he is. Okay. If you're still in this game and watching, give me a shout. What do you think is better, the Aghanim's or the BKB? Not Aghanim's. Linken's or BKB? I would always say Linken's because it does quite a bit for every character, to be honest. But maybe that's just me being me. But hey, we got to see how this one goes further. Push is coming in 40 minutes in, 42 to 33 for the Dire team, and they have about 11,000 gold lead. Wraith King taking quite a bit of damage here, calling being thrown out as well. We're looking to see if there's going to be some play. Muerta's getting some pressure on top of that one. Keep it not going for good. The Muerta could afford that Demon Edge and almost as well the Daedalus, but keeping the money together for the buyback. Earthshaker picked up a BKB now, so another BKB on the list. Earthshaker gets on top of that one. Immediately gets the stun out there. The BKB didn't really do much about that one. The Muerta falls immediately for that one. The Wraith King is coming back onto the board. Quite a bit of damage as well. And he's just taking all this damage. You can't really do much against it. Goes into Wraith form. And that was a good engage from the Shaker there. Marcy gets on top of more. Stun there as well. And that's the Pugna just being invis but still standing still. Okay, that was a bit of a weird one. So, 42 minutes and the lead has completely melted down to about 3,000 gold lead. You can see 5,000 gold plus for them, 2,000 minus for them as well. That went heavy, and that was a lot of... That was the Echo Slam. That was such a good one with the Aftershock and everything. That was such a good one for the Shaker there. He was happy about that one. They're pushing in mid. There's the opportunity really for them to go about this. Shaker soon has the BKB as well again, so that's going to be another pickup there. Drow? Drow has... Oh, finally figured it out. Okay, cool. Octarine Core does not give the regeneration, but the cooldown reduction is pretty strong there as well. Was there a buyback? No. There was no buyback. Drow did buyback, so that's the one buyback. Bit of something to buy some time here, Grimstro. Wraith King not using the buyback, which is a good sign to be honest right now. About 38 to 42 in favor of the Dire team, about 33-35 into the game right now, and gold lead is about even, and you can really see that last fight did a lot. Look at that. That was the fight. They took the tower and then the fight completely exploded and boom, back in it. So it's a pretty even even game right now, and that's got to be another point where we got to keep an eye out for, because I feel like right now Wraith King is taking the tower, going for a bit of a push. Muerta needs to find some farm. I really feel like this I'm just sitting here and thinking, buy a BKB Wraith King, my guy. Gets jumped by the Marcy. Marcy gets on top of him. He is really going for the Ionoms. I don't really feel that. I get the Ionoms. It's a very strong item, and it's strong for the whole team. That's another thing I can agree with completely. But in my eyes, that BKB can do so much for you. So much for you. Then you're not stunned by the Shaker, because I think every spell of the Shaker, yep, nothing goes through magic debuff immunity. That is exactly what you want to have happen. Then you got the Luna, the Lucent Beam, does not go through. Eclipse does not go through. The auto attacks, of course, does. All of Marcy's kit except the Unleash, where she just hits you. Oh, wait a second, that's a nullifier. That's a nullifier that the Marcy's going for. Nyx. Actually, Vendetta goes through, but that's the only one, really, honestly. Everything else does not go through. And Drow, I don't know. I don't get Drow's pickups here, honestly. Drow should be picking up a BKB. In that game, as I said, it didn't go too well for... I feel like it didn't go too well for me, really. Could have been better nullifier now picked up by the Marcy. Marcy's going full, I'm gonna smash whatever I can find mode. Which makes quite a bit of sense, to be honest. And this is gonna be probably the play you don't want to see right now. Oh, trying to move forward. We're, as I said, we're pretty even Steven right now. It's 42 to 38, and we're still 36 minutes and 20 seconds into this game right now. It's just a bit of a long one. Muerta still keeping the buyback in hand, because that's the wisest choice you can really do right now. You want the buyback. Or Shaker going for that one. And Skeletons are looking for a victim here. Drow is pretty far forward. This could become a very dangerous situation there. Marcy gets on top of the Grimstroke. Grimstroke is not looking good here. It's nullified as well, and that's going to be the Grimstroke just gone on that situation there. And Drow, meanwhile, managed to get out of that fight completely. Pugna found a friend with the Shaker. Shaker goes for the jump there. Pugna goes invisible as well. The situation, so this could be an opportunity now to play this one out. Muerta should be higher up, I feel like, right now, but at least it's better than what the Drow is doing in this game. I really feel for... I kind of feel for the Drow at the same time. I really don't, because Drow's downfall right now is a bit part of her own creation with that Linken sphere, because I agree that the Linken sphere can do quite a bit. Because, for example, it can take out the Pugna life drain. That's maybe the one thing that really just takes it out. Here, Marcy goes on top of the Lina. Lina gets stunned up there. The Linkens did work out for a moment, but as I said, BKB would be the wiser choice, to be completely honest about that one. Marcy gets reeled there, so that's a bit of an awkward situation there. Lina now picks up the... I mean, okay, I know what the specialist array is going to be for. The specialist array is going to be for the breath dragons thing. Stun there. It's real being popped by the pierce the veil popped by the Muerta. Muerta's still taking damage, which is a bit of surprising, to be honest, for me. But now the turnaround comes there, and Luna bites the dust for that fight. I think that was just the autos there, to be honest. We're 48 minutes in to this game, and still we're about 1,000 gold lead right now for the Dire. Dire caught themselves back up a bit more. Went a bit too aggressive there. Pugna is going to hold up there. Marcy's going to go into it for that fight. Gets a bit of damage on top of the Pugna. Dust being thrown out as well. A lot of damage being getting up onto the Pugna. Pugna does not sustain himself there. Goes down. Gets even the tip for that one, so it is what it is. MKB. Is there a reason to go MKB in this game, actually? I'm looking at right now. Okay, the draw is going to go for the Eel Songs. I'm going to pick up the Butterfly. Butterfly not on the Luna, though, so maybe that's a bit of a weird choice. I'm not sure if I completely, totally agree with that one. And now Shaker's going to pick up the Aegis, as it looks like right now. There's not much of a contestation here. The Aegis is going to be just Marcy and the Shaker are just putting Roshan in his place. Amazing thing. Nyx comes out of there as well. Well, the Luna's still dead for about 7 seconds, so yeah, makes sense. Give it to the Shaker. That was essentially a non-factor in this game, let's be honest about this one. This Drow has been just hammered out of this game completely, and there's nothing you can really do about that one except take it. Drow now has the Butterfly, so I think that's why I picked up the Butterfly, because I saw the Eel Song on the Drow. The MKB. I saw the Eel Song on the Drow and was like, okay, gonna go for that. So we're 50 minutes into the game. I thought I picked up the Crazor this game, but it doesn't look like I did actually this game. Or maybe I do still, I'm not too sure. But we're 50 minutes into the game. Both teams are looking to create some room right now. Muerta just trying to pick up some more farm, almost at the level 25 to give that Gunslinger chance the double, which is pretty nice, honestly. Gunslinger normally is just like, I think like a, yeah, 65, 50 something, and yeah. And that's gonna be the chance right now. Pugna is not in good position, gets jumped there completely. No opportunity to get out of there, and that is a dead Pugna. That's gonna be the bigger part about this really right now. You gotta be very careful about this. We do have now Pugna going top. There's now the Hydra's Breath for the Lina. The Ethereal Blade on the Nyx is a bit curious, to be honest. I can explain that pretty easily. So first, right now, Marcy's going for a chase onto the Grimstroke. Grimstroke gets jumped on top of that one. BKB popped by the Marcy. There is now the Echo Slam from the Earthshaker. This could be a good fight right now. There is the Pierce the Veil from the Muerta, who's getting a lot of damage in there. Takes down now too. Then there is still the Shaker, who's trying to hold on as much as he can. He has the Aegis. He got taken down once. There's a second time. He does keep pulling out of there, and this is now the funny part about. So what I want to say about the Ethereal Blade for the Nyx, it's a bit of a curious play because, well, normally you would say the Ethereal Blade is a great pickup. The biggest problem with the Ethereal Blade is, I don't think something in Muerta. Oh yeah, Supernatural. No, it's not actually Supernatural. I don't remember what it was, but oh yeah, Passively. There it is. It's in the Pierce of the Veil ult there. However, Shaker just died to the Wraith King. Wraith King does bite the dust as well, so it's a 1-for-1 trade. And both get a good amount of money here. So what I was going to talk about, the passive here is that Muerta can always attack ethereal targets and attack when she's ethereal. So, basically, she gets more shots. She gets to shoot at everybody at that time. And turning somebody ethereal while Muerta is Muerta is a bit of a rough one, and that was a bit of a bad play there. But still, the fire comes out of there. Muerta picks up that kill. That was sitting well there. Luna actually overextended herself quite a bit there. Muerta can attack the tower because towers don't become ethereal. Her Shaker's now alive again. They should probably try to take something out of this one. There's the BKB now as well. Smoke is being popped there. Muerta needs to get out of there because the Shaker's going to look for something. Actually, that Echo Slam did get her, so that's a bit of a surprise there. Gonna be completely honest about it. That surprised me during the game as well, but we're 53 minutes in. And This is the question I always have. I mean, why do people not want to buy BKB? I know it has a long cooldown, no question about it. If we look at the cooldown, like a 95-second cooldown, costs a bit of mana, but it is such a good pickup. Honestly, take the item. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, and 4. And we have 4 BKBs. We have 3 Linken spheres, and a lot of data losses in this game. We have 4 data losses as well. Oh, Drow gets caught out completely there. No chance to get out of that one, and that's a pickup. An easy pickup. Marcy's looking for a revenge kill. However, Wraith King comes in there now as well. This could be a big opening right now. Muerta is still 30 seconds into the dirt, and it's fine by that, honestly. They looking for a push. Shaker has to find a way to get as much out of it as possible. It could be a good Echo Slam opportunity waiting there right now on the Wraith King's position there. Goes in, gets the Echo Slam, gets Lina and Shake and Wraith King out there. Marcy's going into the back line, gets the Nullifier on top of that one. Silence onto the Wraith King. There's now the Wraith form of the Grimstroke, who understands that he can do something about it. However, that was a bit of a risky play there. Shaker jumps on top of the puck. Now Puckna goes invisible here, trying to find a way out of this one. Jump there, gets a good stun once again. That was a bit of a guess, to be honest, but okay. And that's another one there, and this means pretty much a good situation. Muerta can't really do much about that one because they just went for that one. 55 minutes and 5k lead. We do have, well, I mean, there was one death. There's actually a second one. It just doesn't show up here in the list right now. Quite a heavy play right now. We do have the open racks in the mid lane for the Dire team. Radiant does not have racks in the mid and the bot lane anymore. Top lane is the last one with racks, and Wraith King still looking to find something. Marcy is close by, takes a bit of burn damage, so I think there's the awareness that the Wraith King is close by. Gets the Wraith Fire Blast out of there, gets a good slap on top of the Marcy, gives the Abyssal as well. Marcy pops now the BKB, but the Skull Bash, the Abyssal Blade hits still go through there. And Marcy's running. Marcy tries to pick up the Lotus. That's maybe not the best choice there, and she gets stunned up and taken out. Does have buyback, so that's something to keep in mind right now. A big play about that is going to be kept in mind. Lina is coming with a wave to push. Muerta's close by as well, so there's going to be quite a bit. Actually, I do pick up Prisor. It's just the last item in the complete game for me. 57 minutes almost on the board right now. 5 seconds away from that one. 50 to 47. 6k gold lead for the Dire team. That gold is not really that meaningful anymore, let's be honest about this one at this point. And this late in the game, it's more about the execution than really the items that are there. That's going to be a big play about this one. Shadow Blade for the Drow. Drow does not want to build a BKB whatsoever. Wraith King and Drow both refuse to build BKB. I mean, Lina even did as well, so this is kind of a funny part, honestly. 2 cores on the Radiant team decided to build BKB. 1 core on the Dire team wants to build a BKB. Good jump there. Gets on top of the Wraith King. Wraith King takes quite a bit of damage. There's not enough follow-up here. Stun. Luna has to move out of there when Wraith King is looking for an opportunity to get on top of something here. He's walking around. There's quite a bit of movement in here. Puckna comes around there. Is going to just take down the racks, and that is Mega Creeps completely open right now. Grimstroke just takes quite a bit of damage. The end is doing its work here. Procs the Linken Sphere. Luna comes in there with the ult right now, doing as much work as he can. It's real pop by this Muerta. Muerta is doing what she can right now as damage, and the Shaker is dropping pretty low, still holding on. They turn Muerta with 3 real, which is not the best play to go about, honestly. Wraith form now being activated for the Muerta, but that's just what the Muerta can do now. Nyx falls for that one even though. Nyx has to immediately buy back, so this is going to be a situation. The Wraith King gets put into Wraith form. 58 minutes 33 in this game. Actually just a 1 kill lead right now. 52 to 53 right now. 6k gold lead for this Dire team, and this is now going to be the most interesting part about that one. They're looking for a push here, just trying to get out of this one. Marcy and Luna are going to go for the push. Look what they can do. Buybacks are available. Pugna has a buyback. Muerta has a buyback. Pugna is just talking smack at this point, let's be honest about it. And we're seeing both teams looking for the opportunity to do something about it. Wraith King sitting there. Drow just picks Pugna. I just don't know what the Pugna's on about right now. Pugna just kind of goes a bit mental. 30 seconds left on the death. Oh, Wraith King is not in a good position there. Gets ulted immediately there. He gets another reincarnation. Now it should be the buyback timing right now. Here, Wraith King's taking quite a bit of damage. He went a bit too far there. Grimstone comes about that one. Tries to give him a bit of protection there. Wraith King's still stunned up there. Goes into Wraith form. This is not the play you want to have happen. He did use a lot for that one, but it is still not enough. Grimstroke goes. The Wraith King goes down. Wraith King does not have a buyback. Did he use it? You think he used it, yeah. And that's one pickup there. The Pugna just walked into his death there. This is not the play you want to have. Nyx and Luna are just looking for the point here. I should have probably bought back in this timing right now. If I look at this game right now, how it went down. Nyx looking for a chance. That goes Ethereal onto the Muerta just one-shots the Marcy after that. This is really why you don't want to have a Ghost Blade on your team when you have a Muerta in the enemy team. Muerta takes advantage of this one completely, and that was just shown. 1k gold lead for the Radiant team now, so they caught it quite back up here. A lot of damage being still put in there. Muerta's looking for an opportunity there. They do get a stun onto this. Pierce the Veil's being popped here right now. BKB as well. That's a bit of a rough situation if you are the Muerta here. You pop both of your things and now you're in a bad spot. I'll swap around a bit the items there because it's right now a 7 slotted Muerta. You want to use a few items in specific situations right now. The BKB is now on cooldown, so that's why it's in the back pack right now. Marcy's looking for an opportunity here. There's the leash and the Ethereal, and a lot of damage being put on top of Luna's trying to answer now immediately. The Muerta is getting damaged quite a bit. This is now an opportunity. Muerta is down right now. Luna's going to come about this one trying to take down the Grimstroke. Does do that, but Luna falls as well, so this is going to be a very interesting situation. Pugna TP's in there. This is not the situation to actually. Good light strike array there, and a lot of damage being put on top of that. Marcy's dropping pretty low, goes down to the Lina. Buyback is available for the Grimstroke and the Muerta. Depending on if they try to force a push, this could be the buyback angle. This should be the last buyback angle that is there in any way, shape, or form. Wraith King's respawn, so this could be the opportunity now. Wraith King TP's top side, looks for the push. Drow is in the base, looking for an opportunity here. Oh, that was a good play, and Wraith King took a lot of damage here. Wraith King has to move out of here completely, not risk anything. Just get out of there, be fine. Wraith King trying to claim the outpost, which I'm not too sure is the best opportunity you want to have happen right now. Outpost does go over to the dire side. 30 seconds on the clock right now for the Muerta. Bit more for the Grimstroke now, the 30 seconds for the Grimstroke. Grimstroke does not have buyback anymore, he spent it. That's another thing to keep in mind right now. Both teams are... This could be the last fight anyway. 56 to 56, 1k gold lead right now for this team. They're going in this. Are they going to find a pickup? The Drow is pretty far forward. That's something to keep in mind still. Drow is pretty far away from their base. Meanwhile, they're looking for an opening. They do find a courier, so Wisdom Shrine is being picked up by the Drow. Drow needs to find a way out of this one. However, Pugna could come around there, finds a courier, gets on top of the courier. Drow goes invis, but gets hit there as well, but that was more the Glebnir, which is kind of funny. So that is going to be the Muerta coming in there. Still has buyback, so that's going to be at least something about it. Pugna gets on top of the Drow. Drow takes a lot of damage. Wraith King comes around now as well. Real is on to this. Oh, Glebnir comes out of there. Quite a bit of damage here. Damage is being put on top of the Nyx. Nyx is not the play you want to really have happen here. There is now the The Eclipse being thrown out there. Luna's dropping pretty low still in this fight. Goes down in this fight completely here. Muerta gets stunned up here. Still does not have the BKB. Marcy goes in there, gets a pick onto the Muerta, but Muerta does have now the Wraith form and goes in with the shots and takes that one out there. And Muerta did die there, still has buyback, but that seems like that's game over. Shaker has one opportunity left. He has one Echo Slam and a Dream, but he doesn't have the Echo Slam, and he goes down. Wraith form for the Lina, and it's gone, and that is the Ancient exploding GG. Yep, that's one thing you gotta see about that one. That's an honest point about that, because the Ghost Scepter does help out too much there. Anyway, 61 to 57, 64-18 on the clock, and Dire win this one. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.